This is Italian football lover channel, my friends. Today I want to make predictions. Match day, 8 games of Serie A. You can subscribe to my channel, watch my videos, and please click on the like button. Thanks so much. Let's start from the Milan Pisa game. Milan got an amazing start to season. They became up to leadership on the point table in Serie A. They got back-to-back victories. They won versus 2-1 Napoli at home. They won against 2-1 Fiorentina in last match at home. They stayed draw against Juventus 0-0 in last away game. Pisa is at the bottom of the point table and they couldn't get any victory in Serie A this season so far, my dear friends. They are seeming to get to relegate at the end of the season. Pisa stayed draw against Verona and Fiorentina 0-0 at home. They lost against Napoli 3-2 in last away game. Milan is way more better team than Pisa. They will make the advantage of playing at home. They will win over against Pisa. Milan 2, Pisa 0 is my prediction for this game. Second match, Parma Como. Parma is going to be at home, and Parma got a bad start to season. They could get just one victory so far this season. They won versus 2-1 Torino at home, but they lost against 1-0 Lecce in last match at home. They stayed draw against Genoa 0-0 in last away game. And Como is stronger and better team than Parma. And last season Como won against Parma 1-0 in away game. And Como won versus 2-0 strong opponent Juventus in last match at home. Before Como won against 2-1 Fiorentina in away game. They stayed draw against 1-1 Atalanta in last away game. This is going to be so challenging game. Parma will be so ambitious at home. They are supposed to take points from this game. But Como won't let Parma to win this game. This is my opinion. This game may end up in draw. Draw is possible in that match, but just by 1 goal margin. I want to take a chance to Como for victory. Parma 0, Como 1 is my prediction for this game. Another game, Udinese Lecce. Udinese is going to be at home. They couldn't get any victory in Serie A for a long time. Lecce won versus Parma 1-0 in last away game. They stayed draw against 0-0 Sassuolo in last match at home before they lost against 4-1 Atalanta in away game. Udinese stayed draw against Cagliari 1-1 in last match at home before they lost against 3-0 Milan at home, my dear friends. They lost against 3-1 Sassuolo in away game. Last season Udinese won against Lecce 1-0 at home. This game is going to be so hard clash, and draw is probable. Draw is possible in that game, but just by 1 goal margin with home advantage, I want to take a chance to Udinese for victory. Udinese 2, Lecce 1 is my prediction for this game. Napoli Inter. As I remember, Inter is on the second spot. Napoli is on the third spot now. Napoli will be at home. They won against 2-1 Genoa at home. They won versus 3-2 Pisa at home. But Napoli team lost against Torino 1-0 in last away game, surprisingly. And this Inter team is in better situation than Napoli as of lately, but this is an away game. Last season Napoli-Inter game ended up in 1-1 draw. Inter won versus 2-0 Cagliari in away game. They won against 1-0 Roma in last away game. They won versus 4-1 Cremonese in last match at home. Inter got back-to-back victories. But nevertheless, Napoli is going to be at home and they will be so ambitious. Because of that, draw is going to be my prediction. Draw. Napoli 1, Inter 1. And another game, Cremonese-Atalanta. Cremonese is going to be at home. And in the last game, Atalanta won against Cremonese 3-1 in away game. And Cremonese team, my dear friends, stayed draw against Parma 0-0 at home before. They won versus 3-2 Sassuolo at home. And at the same time, this Atalanta team won against Torino 3-0 in away game, and Atalanta stayed draw against Como 1-1 at home. They remained draw against 0-0 Lazio in last match at home, my dear friends. And in the last away game, at the same time, Atalanta stayed draw against Juventus 1-1, my dear friends. And this is going to be a little bit hard clash, but I want to take a chance to Atalanta for victory. Cremonese 0, Atalanta 2 is my prediction for this game. Another match, Torino-Genoa. Torino will be at home. Last season, Torino-Genoa game ended up in 1-1 draw. Torino won against Napoli 1-0 in last match at home before they lost against 3-0 Atalanta at home. Torino lost against 2-1 Parma in away game, my dear friends. And this Genoa team couldn't get any victory in Serie A. As I remember, they are second to last on the point table. They are in so bad situation. They stayed draw against Parma 0-0 at home. They lost against 3-0 Lazio at home. And Genoa lost against 2-1 Bologna and Lazio in the recent 2 away games. That Torino is seeming a little bit closer to victory, but Genoa will be so ambitious to take points from this game. Because of that, draw is going to be my prediction draw. Torino 1, Genoa 1. And another game, Verona Cagliari. Last season Cagliari won against Verona 2-0 in away game, and Verona couldn't get any victory in Serie so far this season. They are in relegation zone. Verona lost against 1-0 Sassuolo in last match at home before they stayed draw against 1-1 Juventus at home. This Verona team, my dear friends, lost against 2-0 Roma in away game. They stayed draw against Pisa 0-0 in last away game. Cagliari stayed draw against 1-1 Udinese in last away game before they won against 2-1 Lecce in away game, my dear friends. Cagliari team lost against 2-0 Bologna in last match at home. This is going to be so challenging game. I feel in that way Verona may get the first victory this season in Serie. This is possible, but Cagliari will force them significantly. I don't rely on Verona so much. Because of that, draw is going to be my prediction draw. Verona 0, Cagliari 0. And Sassuolo Roma. Sassuolo is going to be at home. In the last game, Roma won against Sassuolo 2-1 in away game. Sassuolo got some good results at home. They won versus 3-1 Udinese at home. They won against 1-0 Lazio at home. But this Sassuolo team stayed draw against Lecce 0-0 in last away game. Roma team got a very good start to season under the management of Gianpiero Gasperini. But Roma lost against 1-0 Inter in last match at home before they won versus 2-0 Verona at home. They won against Lazio 1-0 in derby game. In the last away game, Roma won versus 2-1 Fiorentina in away game, my dear friends. This is going to be so hard clash. Sassuolo will force Roma considerably, but just by 1 goal margin. I want to take a chance to Roma for victory. Sassuolo 1, Roma 2 is my prediction for this game. Fiorentina Bologna, Fiorentina is going to be at home. They got a very poor start to season under the management of Stefano Pioli. They couldn't get any victory this season in Serie. This is unbelievable for Fiorentina team. They lost against 2-1 Milan in last away game. They lost against 2-1 Roma and Como at home. They stayed draw against Pisa 0-0 in last away game. And Bologna is going on so good. As I remember, they are on the 5th spot. But they are playing better at home. Nevertheless, they won versus 2-0 Cagliari in last away game before they stayed draw against 2-2 Lecce in away game. Bologna won versus 4-0 Pisa in last match at home. Last season, Fiorentina won against Bologna 3-2 at home. My dear friends, any result is possible in that game. This is so risky game, my dear friends. Please get away from that match. But this is just my intuition. Really, that's enough. Really, that's enough. This time, I want to take a chance to Fiorentina for victory at home. Fiorentina 2, Bologna 1 is my prediction for this game. Lazio-Juventus, this is the last match of the week. Last season, Lazio-Juventus game ended up in 1-1 draw. Lazio got a poor start to season. Juventus couldn't get any victory in Serie for a long time. Juventus stayed draw against 1-1 Atalanta at home. They remained draw against 0-0 Milan in last match at home. Juventus lost against 2-0 Como in last away game before they stayed draw against Verona 1-1 in away game. And Lazio team stayed draw against 3-3 Torino at home. They lost against Roma 1-0 in derby game. And Lazio stayed draw against Atalanta 0-0 in last away game. Lazio is so inconsistent team like Juventus. Maybe Juventus is seeming a little bit closer to victory. Maybe. But I don't rely on Juventus really like Lazio. When we consider that Lazio is going to be at home, my prediction is going to be draw for that game. Draw. Lazio 1, Juventus 1. All my predictions like this. Match day 8 games of Serie A. You can subscribe to my channel, watch my videos, and please click on the like button. It makes me so glad. See you on my next videos, my dear friends. Bye.